Dad, I've actually found learning at home has been better than I thought, and I feel I'm much farther ahead than many of my friends.
You know, we really noticed this, and your mom and I have been thinking how we can make this work. We looked at Laurel Springs School, who offer a personalized approach to learning where you can revisit material on your schedule.
Wow, Dad, that sounds great. I've just been to Laurel Springs School's website. You know, they have classes in all kinds of subjects and a real focus on getting me ready for college.
Yes, it's an online school with great teachers who are there for you. It's a more personalized approach to learning.
Visit laurelsprings.com to learn more about a unique way of getting your child the personalized education they need. For 30 years, Laurel Springs School has been engaging global learners in grades kindergarten through 12th grade and integrating their passions and pursuits. Laurel Springs School. We build an education around you.
Hey, I'm Peter Bukowski, host of the Locked On Today podcast. Trying to stay on top of every big story in sports is a full-time job. I know, because it is my full-time job. But it's not yours. That's why we have a network of local experts ready to give you the inside scoop on everything you truly need to know in the sports world. And we do it every day to make sure you're always caught up on the latest and greatest in sports. Listen to the Locked On Today podcast every day on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts.
Hey, Ola, it's Miles. Thank you guys for listening to the Men's Room Daily Podcast.
Have you heard our newest podcast? It's called The Greatest Story Never Told.
Download it today on radio.com. Be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded every Tuesday at noon.
This is the Men's Room.
Get it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
It's all that's our standing by. I'll take caller 9 now at 844-999 Ola, and you'll play Profile this in minutes. But first, Wobbin, we made it to drinking time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Throw Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we chose the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. Now, look, this is not a particularly uplifting story. It's just, well, the thing going on right now, right? You got coronavirus, you got COVID-19 specifically, which is the thing affecting people. Everyone is aware of this. No one's quite sure what to make of it. So a lot of people are now beginning to understand this is a real thing. There's still a few people that think it's a hoax. There's some people in the middle that say, in spite of all of this, do we think we're overreacting, right? That's the one thing. Are we overreacting? And this might be one of the few stories where I say perhaps they are, in fact, overreacting, all right? So this, again, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals. Now, this involves a particular prisoner named John Hummel. He was on death row. He was sentenced to death back in 2011 after the 2009 murders of his pregnant wife and 5-year-old daughter and his father-in-law. Police found their bodies burned, beaten, everything else after they responded to the home. Anyway, they pieced the crime back to him. He is on death row. He's scheduled to be executed tomorrow. But believe it or not, the Texas Court of Criminal Appeals, they decided they're going to stay the execution because of the COVID virus and health concerns.
So he's staying alive because of what's going on?
Now, guys, I mean, listen, I understand that everyone's a little bit worried about the coronavirus and COVID-19, again, specifically, but it's an execution. You follow what I'm saying? Like, health concerns are not the top. You don't need a whole lot of people for this. You know what I'm saying? Well, like, you probably need legally a witness. The guy who's going to flip the switch. I believe it's the electric chair. Maybe a chaplain, and maybe one other person, right?
Is it too many people in the area that need to do it?
I don't know. There's no explanation. It doesn't make sense to me. You're executing.
He's the only person in the world that's happy about this.
He is the only person on this earth that right now, everything going on and all this craziness, it doesn't matter what country you're in. There's one dude in a prison in Texas just like, all right.
And the governor of West Virginia telling people to still go to a Cracker Barrel and their favorite Bob Evans restaurants. Everything's going to be okay.
And then 10 hours later?
I don't know if he said anything yet.
Yeah. I don't know if he said anything yet, but West Virginia, if you didn't know, is now the 50th and final state in the good old U.S. of A to report a case of coronavirus. Yeah. But that guy, he's happy. Yep. See, there's a silver lining.
Gets one more last meal.
I know, just like, all right. So let's drink. We pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy!
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola!
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, Stephen, throw a hug into police to everyone how Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Alexander. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hello.
Hola.
Alexander,
Hola.
how are you doing, sir?
I am doing fantastic.
Are you still working?
I don't have to work. I inherited a lot of money from my my family's estate.
So, have you always been loaded?
No, I haven't.
How recent is this money? Like
2019.
Oh,
Can I borrow $20? All right, Alexander, I got to ask.
you can.
Yeah, so were you working before all this happened?
Yes, I was. I was working for Gold's Gym, personal trainer by trade.
Okay, all right.
I'm rich and buff.
So are you having a hard time not working out?
Yeah, it's bothered me quite a bit.
I bet it is. Okay, so you run into all this money. Did your parents just give it to you, or how did you get it?
No, they died.
Well, both of them passed on at the same time?
He said his family's estate.
All right. Okay, I didn't
Let's
hear
go.
it.
9 months
All right.
of each other.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Was that something you could foresee?
No.
All right.
Damn, man.
And so now you never have to work again.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It depends on how I spend my money.
Okay.
Obviously, I could be reckless and just plow through it, or I could be smart.
All right.
I want to be smart.
Everybody wants to be smart, but I'm not smart. If I came into a ton of money, I desperately want to be smart, but I'm not going to.
I got to ask you some questions because I would really like one day to fall into a whole lot of money. So what was the?
Are you plotting against a family member?
I might just take out Alexander. What was the first major purchase that you bought?
I bought a Mercedes-Benz.
Okay.
You say that like that. You should know that.
What kind of Mercedes-Benz? Is it a nice, like an expensive one? I know they're all expensive.
Yeah, an E350.
All right. And did you buy a home?
I'm in the process of doing that right now. I'm going to take my time.
Okay. All right. Very good. Well, I think that's a pretty intelligent purchase. And now with this, did you tell any of the people that you were dating that you ran into any of this money?
I told Brianna Brooks that I had this money.
Okay.
And she's an old friend from way back when we were kids down in Ballard. And the minute I told her, it was the minute that I got attached to her.
Oh, so what you're saying is as soon as you've known her all your life.
All this time.
She's never made a play on you. Not even looked at you twice. Even though you worked out, got yourself all buffed up and all that stuff. Then boom, mom, dad die in 9 months of each other. Now all of a sudden you're attractive. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, I think so.
And my friend, we call that you got Forrest Gumped.
All right.
You got Forrest Gumped by your Jenny.
There you go, guys. Power of money. All right, Alexander, here we go.
I know what love is, and now I know what money is. Forrest, you're beautiful. All right. As we do for everyone, we have one. I wish that would happen to me.
Me too.
We have one of 3 stories for you to choose from, all right? And today, 2 of them deal with the world of drugs, in which case I will share the story. And based on their behavior, you will guess what drug inspired them to act the fool. And the other one deals with the old tried and true ethnicity/race. So would you like to go in the world of drugs, or ethnicity/race?
I think I'll go with the world of drugs.
Oh, the world of drugs.
You're gonna have to name the steroid on this, Alexander, since you're so familiar.
Yeah.
Is it a Diabol? Is it?
Now remember, don't answer too
D-ball.
quickly because she'll know that you're all about it. All right. Here is your story. We go to Fremont, California, where a man was sentenced to 10 years in prison after pleading guilty to drug trafficking and leading police on a high-speed chase. 32-year-old Christopher Silva was charged, along with Christopher Swain. They fled from police who were attempting to initiate a traffic stop when the Sandusky County Drug Task Force advised police that the two were traveling with drugs inside of the man's Ford F-150. Now, Silva pleaded guilty to third-degree felony for failing to comply with an order of signal of police. In other words, hey, we flashed our lights at you. Why the hell didn't you pull over? But he only got 24 months for that. Unfortunately, he got another 10 years in prison after pleading guilty to aggravated trafficking charges. See, that's where the money is. Now, he was also ordered by a judge that for 3 years after he gets out of prison, his driver's license will be suspended and he'll be fined $5,000. In other words, cops are pissed. Now, he was driving his pickup when a canine officer, that would be Pete Bush, along with his dog Woody, attempted to initiate a traffic stop because Silva ran a stop sign. Are you laughing about Woody the dog?
Detective Bush. You can have Woody.
Or, yes, Woody and Bush. Yeah. Did not think about that.
That'd be a funny joke in the 70s, kids.
Yeah.
If you're listening with your parents. No more, no.
I don't get it. Before other officers provided assistance in pursuit to Silva, he continued to drive away from police. Obviously, this becomes a high-speed chase. He's failing to stop at stop signs, blew through 3 more stop signs, eventually got onto a highway, crossed a median. That's where the car came to a stop. He and his partner jump out of the truck. They hit a tree line going separate directions. Guess who came to the rescue? That's right, Woody. Woody chased down the first guy, took him down. The cops stopped him. Woody still had enough time to take down the other guy. They stopped him. Now, both guys had to be tased because they refused to obey commands from the police. Eventually, they were arrested. Now, the thing is, during the chase, cops spotted them throwing a small plastic baggie out of the window of the car. Obviously, it was drugs. It was 8 ounces of a specific drug. What drug do you think these guys were motivated to peel away from the cops? Do you believe it was cocaine, methamphetamine, weed, or crack?
Oh, it leaves little doubt in my mind that they were methed out.
Methed out? I believe we call that methed up.
Methed
up.
Yeah. Oh, man. Does he have a lisp or is he on meth?
When Shannon Sharp is drunk, he is. Let me think here. Well, it's got to be something they know is going to put them away for a while. They have a lot of it.
Well, when you evade cops like that, man, that's
Okay, but how much did they say how much they had?
Drugs, it was 8 ounces.
8 ounces.
Yeah.
And what was the guy's name again?
His name was, hang on, Christopher Silva, and his buddy was Christopher Swain.
Silva and Swain again, huh? Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go cocaine. That's going to be my guess, Alexander. What are you thinking? You going to stick with meth?
Yeah, I just, I was around back in the 70s, and I just don't think that cocaine would have quite done that to me.
Because?
Well, I wasn't going to just totally lose my mind.
Right.
I might want to go out and have some fun, but when the police start getting involved, it's hands up.
My thought is about 8 ounces of cocaine, I'm not throwing it out the window.
Exactly.
Maybe I'm reading this wrong.
I'm putting this in my sock.
All right, so meth, final answer?
Yeah, so I'm going to go with meth.
Okay.
All right.
Alexander, we're going to find out if that baggie was filled of cocaine, methamphetamine, weed, or crack next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
Mom, I'm a little worried. I don't feel ready to be back at school.
Visit laurelsprings.com to learn more about a unique way of getting your child the personalized education they need. For 30 years, Laurel Springs School has been engaging global learners in grades kindergarten through 12th grade and integrating their passions and pursuits. Laurel Springs School. We build an education around you. Call or go online today.
Hey, I'm Peter Bukowski, host of the Locked On Today podcast. Trying to stay on top of every big story in sports is a full-time job. I know, because it is my full-time job, but it's not yours. That's why we have a network of local experts ready to give you the inside scoop on everything you truly need to know in the sports world, and we do it every day to make sure you're always caught up on the latest and greatest in sports. Listen to the Locked On Today podcast every day on the Odyssey app or wherever you get podcasts.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
It is now the question of what drug is it today. On Profile This, we go to Fremont, California.
Yes.
And a man was sentenced for 10 years for drug trafficking. He got into a high-speed chase when he was initially tried to be pulled over, sped away, did the whole deal. He had an accomplice with him. When the cops finally got close to them, they threw a baggie out the window. They were eventually apprehended. But the question was, what was in that baggie? Was it cocaine, meth, weed, or crack cocaine?
Yeah, it was just as simple. We posed the question and instantly you answered, oh man, that's meth. I got no question, methamphetamine. Miles, what did you guess?
My guess on that was cocaine. It's California.
Better be the caller. That is correct.
There you go.
Methamphetamine.
That's right. I blew that one. Couple of quick updates here as far as local businesses are concerned and helping people out here. Go Brewery in Auburn, pronounced Go, which is actually spelled G-E-A-U-X. Their tap room is obviously closed, but they do offer takeout as far as their beer in growlers, and they've also got a takeout menu there if you need to get some food tonight down in Auburn. A couple more, guys. Tonight I ordered from the wonderful My Ploy Thai restaurant. That is across from Ballard High. They've been closed for a few months because a car drove through the building.
I know that, Joe.
So they are back open in business, and they are asking you to order directly from their site if you need some takeout. Savage Moose Sports Pub in Kenmore, awesome food. Takeout from 12 until 8 every single day. They are also available on Grubhub, and the menu is on Facebook. A couple others here, guys. Church Cantina doing pickup only, delicious Cuban food. Try the Holy Burrito, filled with pulled pork cheese and topped with chorizo gravy. Sounds delicious. Ooh. And guys, my husband and I listen to you guys on the way back home. Never a dull moment. We run M4 Construction out of Chehalis. My husband and I frame homes, concrete, siding, and dirt work. If you need any help at all, we're still out here building for America. Hit us up on Facebook. Again, that is M4 Construction. Now for all TV news all the time, it's time for a little TV time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Oh, look who it is. It's our own Mike Hawk in the house.
I'm back again. How you doing, everybody?
We're doing okay. Ted's doing the right thing and still feeling not the greatest, so he's taking another day off, and that's the smart thing to do.
And to be honest with you, I feel like he's being robbed of a day here at work, so I texted him in because I know the one thing, if I know Ted, he's not feeling the best, but he's not sleeping the entire time that he's at home. He's definitely sitting at home watching TV. I said, well, you know what, man? You are the TV guy. When you're sitting at home, this is the perfect time for you to actually tell us what it is that you're watching. So I shot him a text today just before the show. I said, any TV recommendations for the other people at home sick? What are you watching while you're sitting there, while you're at least conscious, right? He comes back. He says, just finished Black Monday on Showtime. Says, great show and funny. Way too much coke. Ha ha. Says, it's an 80s show, also starting season 2 of All American. He says, tell Thrill to watch it.
That is I believe he describes it, so All American.
Is that on Netflix? Did I see that the other night?
I don't know, but Ted keeps this. I have not seen it, and I laugh at him when he talks about it because he keeps describing it as a high school drama. And not just a drama about a high school, but also targeted toward high school kids. But he swears by the show, and he tells me that I will love it.
Okay.
I have not tried it yet.
Ted does like a good high school show.
He does.
Friday Night Lights, all the
Saved by the Bell, I think, was a big one for him. So, that is the Ted Smith endorsed show, Black Monday, as well as All American. Okay. So that's something to watch there. Speaking of which, so we've got some different changes. Again, this is going to be a little bit coronavirus-centric here, since that's kind of the big hot topic right now.
Man.
That's right. So Universal is going to make current movies available for home viewing during coronavirus quarantine. That's exactly what you were saying, Mr. Hill.
Yes.
This is what it took.
Yeah,
this show.
They needed to see if I would endorse. I would endorse.
No.
Yeah, the idea.
I'm just saying the fact that, they've got to keep a business model open. Every single business out there has had to adjust what they do to figure out a way to stay in business at this time. We've been saying for years that first-run movies should somehow be available. Like, look, maybe you can't go to the movie theater. Maybe you have a baby at home. Maybe you can't get a babysitter. Maybe you're old and you just can't make it out to the movie theater.
But you have a contract to the movie theaters. They do not want that. I
understand that, but
this is only because you cannot gather at a movie theater. But here's the difference, all right? And this is the only thing I said about Hollywood. Like, it's one of the very, very few industries that pays all the money up front. Now, maybe you have a contract, you can get a percent, but so the Bond flick, that was the thing. It was Sony, whoever it is. They said they were going to lose X amount of millions of dollars, but they didn't release it. And I'm like, that's because you already paid everyone. Think about that. You gamble every time you make a movie, so you've paid everyone involved in the production, and now you don't have any money. So my thought was, if I'm them, Mike, that wasn't even something.
Just clearing my throat.
Did you even try?
Here's the thing.
Button on the microphone.
My bad. Well, it's around my computer. I can't get to it all that easily. And it's down
my point was just instead of losing all that money, why not release the movies that people were anticipating anyway and make them available? To recoup some of your money.
All right, but in my world, look, I look at this like this.
In your world.
This is
Yes.
straight cash, right? So it could just be that back in the day, we used to go to drive-in movie theaters.
Sure.
Yeah. And we'd watch 2 or 3 movies in a night. Guess what's not around anymore? And it sucks.
I bet you they're about to come back.
I hope they do.
Yes.
Oh, and I think there should.
No, I'm not kidding. I had read some, I believe it was yesterday. There, at least one state, there was some place somewhere the guy said, look, I'm going to open my drive-in movie theater, and I want to say one of the studios gave them the big pay, because you can be in your car.
Right. But look, there are enough movie theaters around where if you still want to do that and you still want to go see a movie theater on the big screen, absolutely go and enjoy that experience, because going to a movie is a great time, and that's something that's going to stay around. But if you also offered the option where I normally would not go to the movies that night because of whatever I got going on, maybe I'm watching kids, whatever the deal is, that I can order it for $25, $30 or whatever that weekend, are you telling me they're not going to double their profits on the opening weekend?
I don't know.
If I'm sitting at home?
It depends on the movie.
And I ordered it?
Depends on the movie. Star Wars movie.
Is Disney going to lose for this? With all the kids?
Disney would take a hit on, I believe, like stuff like Frozen, because the kids want to see it in the movie theater, but also a lot of people just invite all of their little kid friends over to a sleepover, watch the movie, right? Something like Star Wars, or all the big action flicks, anything with Vin Diesel, people want to see that on the big screen because of all the stuff.
I'm going to agree with Miles on this one, because on the flip side of that,
like Blockbuster's not around anymore for a reason.
Right. But here's what I'm thinking is that there are a lot of movies that have come out, honestly, within the past couple months that I have thought to myself, I want to get to the theater and watch these movies, but I never actually get off my ass and get over to the movie theater.
But you still end up watching it later, right?
Maybe renting it for $1
That's
at
what I'm saying.
Redbox.
He could spend $3 to get it, but if he had the option of getting it that night,
right,
you could spend $30-$35 and get the profit that way.
It might happen, man, based on this. Because listen, here's one thing, and think about this. This is one of these things that we will figure out, hopefully, as we get through the Corona thing, right? So you get on the backside of this, you get some sense of normalcy. At least we can be in contact with other human beings again. You're going to open your movie theater. Now, by the time you open your movie, say it's 6 months from now. You open your movie theater, it's opening night, and now the initial excitement of being able to be in social gatherings again would be there, but 2 months later, it'd be like, I kind of got used to this service, bro.
Right, but
once you do it, I think you got to you can't take that away. You can't say, well, now you have to go back to the movie theater. Like, if you're going to open up this model, which it seems like they're about to do,
right,
and I'm all for it. I'm just saying, like, you can't take this one back away from us.
I think Miles is right. I think they're going to see, like, honestly, a bigger bump in the box office, just because you take out the commercials, you take out all the concessions that are going to sit there and stare at you. It's actually going to be a cheaper night, and you're going to get to see that movie that you want to see without having the hassle of having to run down there. Make sure that the time fits, rather you fit the time. Right, if I want to go see one of these movies, I got to make sure, let's see, can I get to the 6:30, or do I need to push it to the 9:20?
What if they did this? What if they did this, though? All right, so they said, look, we will absolutely put this movie out on opening night, whatever it is, but we will only show it at the same times as your local theaters.
Yeah, okay, then it wouldn't do a damn thing then. It definitely wouldn't do a thing. So anyway, Universal is going to release these movies. It says the at-home option begins with the DreamWorks Animation's Trolls World Tour. That's going to be coming out on April 10th. Yeah, it's coming out, baby.
Guess what? I'll see it.
Other films already in theaters, including The Invisible Man, The Hunt, and Emma, will be available beginning Friday.
Sorry.
The Hunt.
Who plays the Invisible Man? Because
it doesn't matter.
You can't see him.
It doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I want to see the movie because there's a certain scene where she dumps a can of paint on the guy, and it looks like he's got some sort of a weird mask on. Yeah, it looks like he's got like the outside of a golf ball for a mask. So I don't know if
why do you wear a mask if you're invisible?
Maybe it's a costume that makes him invisible,
in case someone would run into you and not see you.
No, here's the thing.
Protect.
If you are the Invisible Man, you have to be naked all the time, though, right?
Unless you're in that suit. Unless it's an invisible suit.
Oh, it's a suit. Okay.
Maybe. That's what I'm guessing.
Okay.
That's what I'm guessing. So that's going to be available on demand starting Friday on options like iTunes and Google Play. So that's coming to you. Some sports news here. So the NFL is, quote, exploring innovative options for fanless 2020 draft. So the 2020 draft will go on as scheduled.
It'll be the first time Roger Goodell doesn't get booed. That's why he wants to do it. He just wants to hear his name and not just have every single person in the building booze at it.
Still going to take place over in Las Vegas. It will do so, however, without fans, and Roger Goodell announced that all of the fan experience events have been canceled. So now they have even more of a reason to not like him when he gets out on stage.
They were going to do that in Vegas. Were they doing the draft in Vegas because of the Las Vegas Raiders?
You know what? That's not a bad call.
I'm not sure that they were or not, but you'd think that would have been a hell of a party.
Yeah, I think so.
No more, because they were... I mean, they were fired up about the Raiders last year when we were at Vegas. So
another big bit of news here in sports is that wait for it. I haven't said anything yet. You guys don't know what I'm about to say. Hang on.
The drummers are premature.
This better be really good. Tom Brady is leaving the Patriots.
That's what the word is.
There it is. That was another thing that Ted texted me. It says, Tom Brady's leaving the Patriots. Bars are all closed down. It's a bad St. Patrick's Day for Boston, man.
I bet it is. God.
So in the time that I actually printed this news story and had it ready for TV time until now, he has not only said that he is going to be leaving the Patriots and said that he's not coming back, he has already actually found himself another team. Now, I know you're thinking to yourself, where would Tom Brady land? Obviously, he's later on in his career, so he's not quite looking for the accolades, so he's going to move more to a better location. What does Tom Brady look for? So obviously, it's going to be a coastal state, someplace close to the water, a lot of sunshine, a lot of heat, and you are absolutely right. Tampa Bay, Florida is exactly all of those things, and that is where
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tom Brady is officially a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
I think he can grow he can grow his mullet in the offseason, man. Get some jet skis.
That way he's incognito.
Yeah, get a bandana. Get a dog named Tito, like is in the vodka.
And you say that every time you introduce him as
Take
Tito.
the doors off that Jeep, man, and just go out ride.
Ah, God.
Good times.
Fantastic. Okay, so something else that we've missed, because really all these big events and award shows are all shutting down. We missed the Razzies, guys.
That is right.
I know.
The Razzies missed the Razzies.
The Razzies missed the Razzies. I know that you guys were really wanting to watch that one because they actually, this was going to be the 40th anniversary of the Razzies.
But they still went through with it.
They did.
Yeah,
so this year's were originally supposed to be a special, the 40th anniversary edition, with an actual televised ceremony for the first time. It had never been on TV ever. This was supposed to be the first year. And of course, all this goes down, and so now the Razzies can't even get on TV.
There's a handful of people, and you got to give these guys credit and the girls credit who've showed up and accepted the Razzie Award in person.
Absolutely.
They did.
And because they're given to the worst in cinema every year. Most of these movies are horrible. They make it on that list for a reason.
And I do have the results.
It seems funny, but it's kind of put through the same filter that the Oscars would use looking for good. They look for bad. So it's not just like you think your movie was bad, but like this is bad on every level.
It is.
You can have a really popular movie that's critically bad. These movies encompass bad of both worlds.
100%. So instead of actually having the award ceremony like they want to because it was canceled, the winners were announced on the Razzies YouTube channel. And here are your big winners.
Okay.
Winner of Worst Screenplay, Worst Scene Combo, Worst Supporting Actress, Worst Supporting Actor, as well as Worst Picture, all went to...
All?
Yes. As well as Worst Director. What do you think?
I'm going to guess Cats.
Okay.
I don't know much about the movie, but I've heard nothing positive.
Miles, any other guesses from you?
No, I don't know.
Thrill, you're absolutely right.
Cats.
Raked in. So let's just count that one more time. 6 wins for Worst Picture, Supporting Actor and Actress, Screen Combo, Director, and Screenplay. All went to the same movie with Cats.
I'll tell you what, if I won a Razzie, because that is still an achievement, like you sucked so bad, you sucked worse than any other movie released in the last year. I think if I'm going on a late night talk show, you know, those Academy Award winner, Mike Hawk, as opposed to Razzie Award winner.
Right.
I'm going to 3-time Razzie Award winner.
Tom Selleck, just a couple of the people who've showed up to actually get their award. Tom Selleck in 93 showed up to win his Worst Supporting Actor award for Christopher Columbus, The Discovery.
Nice.
Tom Green in 2002, Worst Actor, Worst Director, Worst Picture, Worst Screen Combo, Worst Screenplay for Freddie Got Fingered. And yes, he showed up and accepted the award in person. Ben Affleck did in 2004.
Nice.
Worst Actor for Geely, Daredevil, and Paycheck all in 1 year.
3 movies.
I like to think that if we were up for any kind of like a Worst Radio Show awards, somebody from this show would head on down there and accept
Halle
that award.
Berry showed up in 2005 to get her Worst Actress and Worst Screenplay award for Catwoman. Sandra Bullock in 2010 for All About Steve. She showed up in person as well. And Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
He won a Razzie?
Yes, he did.
For what? Pain and Gain or something? Maybe one of the Fast and Furious movies.
Rotten, you loved it.
Okay, I have never even heard of that one. Mm-hmm. Worst Actor went to John Travolta this year for both The Fanatic as well as Trading Paint.
Well, you've done some more movies.
Worst Actress, who I didn't ever know was still acting, went to Hilary Duff for The Haunting of Sharon Tate.
So she has a Razzie and an Academy Award.
That's right.
Good for her.
That is impressive. They should be side by side.
Wouldn't you do it?
Yes.
Worst remake, ripoff, or sequel went for Rambo: Last Blood.
Okay. I actually wasted $6 and watched that. It's like it's late night, man. I just want to go brain dead.
The irony...
It was fine because I knew what it would be. It was exactly what I thought it would be.
The irony of all this, if you do have a double winner who won an Academy Award and also won a Razzie, I'm going to say 50-50 that the Razzie probably brought in just as much, if not more money, than the Academy Award-winning film. In other instances, maybe not, but in some of these blockbuster instances, like, don't think the Cats didn't make money.
Oh, it made a ton of money.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you might have a Razzie for Cats, but that made more
I'm
than
still getting the paycheck.
Like, exactly right. Like, you got to eat.
There's a reason people know that it was the worst movie, because they went to see it.
Yes, the Razzie is I got to put food on my table award.
I got a payday.
So, yesterday when I came to you, I brought you a handful of shows that you can watch while you're quarantined, but somehow I feel that is not enough. So actually, they got even more here. It says a list of the best TV shows with 100 plus episodes to stream.
Oh.
One that I don't see here, I actually picked up a brand new show in between the episodes here where I was doing TV time. It's a show that I said I would...
He's getting a dry, sore throat.
I am not.
Or he's going to vomit, or he's going to Vince Neil and he's digesting.
It is a show that I wanted to pick up, but it was the Carol Burnett Show.
Yes!
And I finally watched the first 2 episodes of the Carol Burnett Show.
What did you think?
It's fantastic. It's hilarious. She does one feature on there. It's a sketch comedy show. She does one feature on there in both the episodes that I've watched. I don't know how long it goes throughout the series, but it's called VIP. And basically what it is we've put a camera crew inside of all these famous people's homes so we can dip in and have an interview. And she, of course, plays this parody character of whoever it is. That's going to be the hardest part to work through because it is a very dated show. She was on a long time ago. The first guest, I believe the name was Shirley Dimples, a child star from the 30s.
I remember her.
Shirley Temple?
That's right. I am of the generation that had parents that kept their VHS tapes from Shirley Temple. Yes. So I know her basically from that. The only movie that I've seen of hers was Heidi. I know that she was a massive child star.
Shirley Temple might have been a massive child star, but she'll never be known as a massive child star. She'll always be known for the fancy drink that the kids ask for when you go to a restaurant and they want to look like, they're getting something special.
They tried different child stars. They tried the Macaulay Culkin, but it had heroin in it.
Oh, man.
Well, no, they tried the Gary Coleman. It just made people angry.
But Shirley Temple stuck.
But anyway, the second character that she had on there, I had no idea who it was. It's still funny. It's just a lot of the references you're not going to get. So these shows with 100 plus episodes, I'm going to run through these real fast. Get your pen and paper ready to scratch this on here. Number 10 came in with Gossip Girl. 121 episodes. Gilmore Girls at number 9, 153
People love
episodes.
that show.
Frasier, going through it. Fantastic show. 264 episodes. A lot of time. ER, 331 episodes. Community, 110 episodes. Chopped, 543 episodes. Cheers at number 4 with over 200 episodes, just shy of 300 actually. Buffy the Vampire Slayer with 144 episodes. At number 2, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, 137 episodes. And Adventure Time at number 1 with 283
How many
episodes.
Episodes did you say that ER had?
ER 331.
You think they ever did a pandemic? I mean, they have all those.
They
shows.
have to.
They have to.
All
They have to have had one.
Surely they covered that, right? I mean, all those scenarios and all that opportunity. Just one episode. You would think. Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
I'm sparkly.
I'm bubbly.
And together, we're Mineragua.
The fresh, sparkling water for those who are bubbling over with life
and crave new experiences.
Are you thirsty for adventure, more laughs, and more excitement?
With Mineragua in hand, it's easy to live life with sparkle.
Just look for the glass bottles with tiny bubbles wrapped in blue.
And you'll taste and feel the difference of Mineragua sparkling water.
Mineragua, get your fizz.
To make America's craft wine, you've got to make it like America. Bold, ambitious, unconventional. Crushing grapes like our forefathers crushed kings. So grab a bottle of Lodi Cabernet with full-bodied flavors of berries, tart cherry, sweet oak, and cinnamon. Pour it in a glass or a flask and go forth. Because there's history in the making. The Federalist, America's craft wine. Federalist Vineyards, Lodi, California. Enjoy responsibly.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. As of right now, the coronavirus is worldwide, except for one specific place. Meanwhile, Amazon looks to hire 100,000 workers as ordering in we now need to embrace. Toilet paper crisis down under, causing pipes to be blocked with wet wipes and paper towels. A stripper in Illinois arrested tells cops she needs that fast food and she needs it now. Wanted to go and take him through the drive-thru. And automakers to give car owners a break on car payments. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story, we go down under, where we see seeing some victims of toilet paper shortage. It's being reported that the sewers are getting backed up and overflowing because of people basically running out of toilet paper. They're finding a massive buildup of paper towels, tissues, and wet wipes that have been flushed down the toilets in place of toilet paper. Again, regardless of saying flushable, do not flush your wipes down the drain.
Just wipe.
Exactly.
Just wipe.
Do the old Miles Montgomery method. Just throw it right in the trash when you're all done.
I mean,
open my window and throw it in the neighbor's yard. That's another option.
And honest to God, not that this is for Australia, but here I went to Walgreens this morning. They did not have any toilet paper. They did not really have any paper towels on the shelves. But I got a bunch of essentials, and I needed some Tide Pods, some other stuff, deodorant. So you can thank me for that later. But either way, when I went to the counter, I did have a box of tissues, and the woman said, "Do you need toilet paper?" And I was like, yes, that's actually why I bought this box of tissues, because there's no toilet paper. I did buy an aloe.
And I got mud bug.
Just in case, you know what I mean? It was going to be a very gentle wipe of this.
Right.
But either way, she said, I've got toilet paper in the back. You can get 2 4-packs.
Oh, very nice.
So with the purchase, I was able to get the 2 4-packs. I don't know if they all do that, if they all still have them. You might want to check, though, when you go to the register, if you need toilet paper.
But this is what Miles
have it in the back.
Miles then put on the Groucho Marx glasses, tried to go in disguise with a different accent to get 4 more.
Hello there. I understand that you're...
Sir, were you just here 2 minutes ago?
There was
tomorrow. In other news, another effort to help people, multiple car companies are coming forward to give relief to customers buying new cars. Ford, Hyundai, Nissan, GM, and Toyota have all come out and announced that they're offering different forms of payment relief to eligible U.S. customers. Some in the form of delayed payments to even extensions and deferred lease payments.
Okay. That's a smart idea.
So that's coming out there. In times like these, people are turning more than ever to companies to bring them goods that they need. In response to the increased demand, Amazon has announced that they're hiring an additional 100,000 people across the country. They're also saying that they'll increase pay by $2 an hour through the end of next month for hourly employees. More from Amazon, they have also announced that they will be suspending delivery of items that are not either medical supplies or high-demand items due to increased amount of shopping being done from home. They're prioritizing the stock and delivery of these essential items to ensure that people are getting the items that they need.
Okay.
So
I guess my fleshlight's going to be a little more delayed than I thought, but I need it.
So that's coming down. Today, West Virginia was both the only state without the virus as well as the last state to report its first case. They just reported their first case of the virus today, which means that the virus has spread literally throughout the country. The states with the highest number of cases belong to New York first, with Washington State close behind, both with over 900 confirmed cases. California with 550, and it drops drastically from there, down below 200 cases in a few states, and most not even breaking triple digits at this point in time. Stay tuned.
West Virginia last again.
That's right.
You can't be first in anything.
No.
I don't think that's bad to be last in that one, though. You're the last one to catch it.
Yeah, but here's the problem. What they haven't done because of that and their knowledge that it's not there has done more damage than
you bet.
You remember what the governor there said, was it yesterday?
Yes, he said, please do yourself a favor, go to Bob Evans. Don't stop doing this kind of stuff. That was yesterday.
Right.
And guess what? Today.
And here they are. And we're about to see that number skyrocket.
Correct. And they don't have a lot of hospital services there. The medical stuff is pretty sparse. So there's a huge elderly population. People, it's a nightmare. It's going to be a nightmare.
It is. Stay inside, gang. Stay away from groups. Yeah. The virus has canceled multiple events throughout the course of the last few weeks, from concerts to sporting events, but it's even had an effect in Texas, where they've canceled an execution during the spread of the virus. We talked about this earlier today.
Come on.
They've cited that the virus has caused an impact in the ability to carry out last-minute investigations, as well as putting the people in the viewing rooms during the execution at risk of exposure.
But execution does kill coronavirus.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, if you're looking for a solution.
But I'm with you. It's an execution, man.
Right. How many witnesses do you really need?
And at this, I get we want to do as much investigation as we can.
He was scheduled to be executed tomorrow.
He was. I get it.
The investigation's a wrap.
And he's been cut short a day on his investigation to show that maybe we're wrong. I don't think we are.
I mean, you know, it's a ramp up. While you're marking the calendar. Right. I mean, this is like when you know you're going to go to school and get into a fight with a kid that's waiting for you.
Oh, yeah. You can't get it off your mind.
You're nervous. You know what I mean? You know you're going to get your ass beat when you get there. This time it's just death.
So was his last meal canceled?
I mean, all that stuff. I mean, you just have to think psychologically.
You bet.
Know what I mean, you're going through all of this stuff, and hopefully you come to peace with it. Now you got to sit in the cell for another couple days.
For however long. An interesting development in the UK. After 60 years, a ban has been lifted in the area on skywriting. Due to safety concerns back in 1960, the country banned planes from writing messages in the air, but it's now being repealed. That could be an estimated $4 million in tax revenue in the next 5 years.
And they realized part of the reason they wanted to bring it back, they could use it almost like doing an alert.
You bet.
So people can look up in the sky and right now, like, wash your hands, stuff like that. Seriously, that was one of their motivations.
Which you figure that they could just post that up on social media. I don't know. Do we actually need to put a guy in a plane up there?
Well, I think that's the thing. The power goes out, whatever it is, but we're at a point where we have to send a message. They were like, look.
I get it.
Worst case scenario.
By the time we get to the blackout, though, don't you think wash your hands has been said a handful of times? I mean, I get it. The Queen needs to make an address. All right, let's grab Bob and his Cessna to go ahead and write that message up there in the sky. But
Cheerio. Seriously, that's it?
Brought to you by Cheerios. That is the free headlines with that. Mike Hawkins out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. Hey, listen, if you do have a local business, you're struggling, we can help you get the word out. Just shoot us an email to the men's room at mensroomlive.com. If we didn't get you today, we'll definitely try to get you tomorrow.
We're doing the best we can. Robin's putting together a list. It's a whole thing, but we're here, man. In the meantime, do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Mom, I'm a little worried. I don't feel ready to be back at school.
Visit laurelsprings.com to learn more about a unique way of getting your child the personalized education they need. For 30 years, Laurel Springs School has been engaging global learners in grades kindergarten through 12th grade and integrating their passions and pursuits. Laurel Springs School. We build an education around you. Call or go online today.